But I love the stemmer.
How exciting could it be?
It's fantastic. You know what would make this better?
Oh no.
What?
If it was filled.
With wine.
With what?
With wine.
Oh, I
Festive
didn't
cheer.
see that one coming.
Hi, welcome to the holiday edition of My Flipping Job. Come on in. Welcome to my home. We're gonna start this episode by saying I've missed you all. I love doing My Flipping Job, and guess what? My flipping job is turning out great because I sold my flipping house. So I'm anxiously awaiting, trying to find a new home to flip. Been looking around, still haven't found the one that I want. So in the interim, I thought I would do a holiday decor episode where I give you a couple fun, easy ideas on how to make the most of your home during the holiday season. We'll start with the best element of Christmas, or one of the biggest elements of Christmas, the Christmas tree. I bought a pre-lit tree which assembles very quickly and is easy to store. From there, I always choose a color scheme which I carry throughout my entire house. This year I chose greens, blues, silvers, and ivory. Decorating your tree is easy. I incorporated a lot of different textures in my color scheme. I added bright floral sprays with glitter throughout the tree. I topped the tree with a crystal tree topper and added a wooden ornament with the Holy Family under the tree topper. I layered in important traditional ornaments, family keepsakes, and anything that was relevant to our family's traditions. But I want to point out a couple things about my tree. I think your tree should be filled with trendy things with tradition, and I kind of do my whole house like that. Like I have a great little angel here on my tree that my mother brought back for me from Ireland. And so that's an ornament that is an ornament filled with tradition and comes from the heart. And so I always try to have those types of ornaments mixed with more modern, colorful things to accentuate the tree. I always have the Holy Family at the top of my tree because in this home we celebrate Christmas, but however you celebrate the holidays, just make sure it's an extension of you and your family's traditions. So what goes under the tree eventually, now that the tree's all decorated? If you look under, I don't really get a tree skirt. What I do is just get some inexpensive fabric that ties into my color theme and just loosely drape it under the tree. For a couple dollars, you have a great pop of color and a great background for you to put presents. What I tried to do this year is basically find things in my home that I can reuse or repurpose, which I also think is environmentally responsible. So whenever we can do that, I try to do it. So this year, I decided to go with kind of a really natural look in my home, and part of things looking great under the tree is having the presents coordinate with your tree. And I'm saving money this year because I decided to use a brown bag. Simply cut the bottom out of your local Safeway bag or whatever store you like to go to. Trim out the bottom, and here's your gift wrap. Very easy to use, easily put onto a package. So I wrapped this package in a paper bag, and it looks great. And what I like to do is add in some fun ribbon. Other ideas that look really beautiful too is if you have old newspaper and you have the classifieds, anything that's solid black and white, nothing with color. If you take that and wrap your presents in that and add a beautiful red ribbon, it will also look absolutely amazing under your tree. Just do what works with your color scheme. I also stenciled some gift tags, and what I'm gonna do is cut these out and then punch a hole in them and tie them onto gifts with ribbon or twine or anything that you have. This year, since I went kind of with a little bit more of like a rustic, nature, simplistic theme, I edited down my little Christmas village. Just put a little bit of snow down, which is this little snow that you get at the craft store, added some greenery, and to hide the cords, I added a couple of baskets and pillows underneath to just kind of give it more of that homey feel. Every year in my house, I like a place where I can display holiday cards as they come in, because I have a lot of friends that live all over the country, and I love receiving cards from them, and I like setting them up and displaying them in my house. So this year, I found this great little piece at Kirkland's on sale for $5. And I ended up going to the craft store and buying this little roll of burlap. And I used burlap in a lot of things that I did this year. What this is though, is when I get my holiday cards in the mail, this is a little card that a little girl from my Sunday school made for me last year. You take your card and you just simply stick it onto the burlap. I have some decorative paper clips, but you can use straight pins, you can tape it on however you want. And eventually, all of this area will be filled with holiday cards. The other way that I've done this in the past is I've put just strips of ribbon on my wall and adhered all the cards to the ribbon. And that's another beautiful way to showcase all of your Christmas cards from all the people that you love and care about. I also like to have an advent calendar in my home. This year, I found this really cute advent calendar. I filled it with Jolly Ranchers. And when December 1st hits, my kids can take out the Jolly Rancher, have a little treat, and then by December 25th, everything will be ready and we'll be ready for Christmas. What I also added was this really cute little sign, again, that I got at Kirkland's for $5. I wrote Days Till Christmas, and it's just a nice little way of counting down to Christmas, but I don't have a fireplace. I know that's so sad. So I have this little decorative piece that I put out, and I just added a couple little decorations to it, and it's where we're going to keep our stockings and where Santa will hopefully fill them with goodies. So this little tree came about this year. I saw it on a friend's Facebook page, and then I went and saw it on Pinterest, and I just thought it was so cute. And so it's the second supplemental tree in my house.
I pulled everything I had in my house already and started to build. I had pre-lit greenery, so I pinned that to the dress form for the skirt. After I built the skirt, I added leftover burlap and pinned it to the top to form the blouse. I layered some of our pearls on afterwards for texture. I added tulle to create a waistband and sash, and then I finished that with a rose for a feminine focus, and my cute little dress form tree was now complete.
Originally, this was a red velvet box that I got from Nordstrom, and actually it's dated from 1998 that I have held on to all these years. And I used to have a lot of red in my home, and I no longer have a lot of red in my home. So what I did is I covered the whole box with burlap, made the top part of the box moss, added some decorative ribbon and a gift tag to just have a cute little decorative focus underneath my dress form tree. So one thing I talked about is repurposing things in your home, reusing things in your home. Christmas time is a great time to get out all those crystal pieces that maybe you have in the back of a cabinet or in a hutch or wherever you have them in your house, and just repurpose them. What I did was I just added some colorful ornaments into the glass vase and the glass bowl. It just adds a little bit of texture to your room and adds color to your room, and it helps you showcase pieces that maybe you don't normally have on display. This I love. I saw this exact banner in Kirkland's for an ad, and I thought, wow, that looks pretty easy. I think I can make it. And so my lovely daughter Sydney and I worked on that, just made the shape that I wanted, but you can make it in triangles, you can make it in squares, whatever you want to do. I went and purchased these little letters, and they were $1 a piece at the craft store. And I had some twine, and we basically just had we had some blue shiny decorative paper left over from another project we had worked on. So we made the stencil, like so, cut out all the flags, and adhered them with the hot glue to the twine, and then just hot glued on Christmas, and we have a beautiful little banner to kind of go in front of my entertainment center. One thing that I love, and I have done so many projects with it, is chalkboard paint. And this particular brand is Krylon, but you can buy a quart of chalkboard paint pretty much anywhere. Of course, I buy mine at Lowe's. However, chalkboard paint is fantastic. And I have painted pots with chalkboard paint. I have painted doors with chalkboard paint. And today, I painted stemware with chalkboard paint. Now, this stemware is almost identical to what I saw at Pier 1, and I think they wanted $15 to $20 a glass. I actually got the glass for free because someone gave them to me, and I used this really cute little stencil. And what you want to do is adhere the stencil on the glass first. If you want the chalkboard paint to last a long time, you get steel wool and you gently buff up the glass before you apply the chalkboard paint. Then you apply a very, very thin amount and you do another amount, and then you're technically supposed to wait a good week or two for the paint to cure before you actually use the glass. And then when it's time to use the glass and your guests are sitting at your table, you can use your chalk and write your guest's name on the glass, and that way they know what glass is theirs. And it also serves as a place card to your table because everyone will know where they're sitting. The other thing I did at my table, again, using no money at all, because we already knew I bought that roll of burlap, is this is basically the inside of a paper towel roll. And I cut it into about a 2-inch section, and I took the burlap and I just hot glued it around to make a little napkin ring. Then I just took a really cute little piece of ribbon, some leftover moss from the Moss Boss project, and a little decorative, I don't know what you want to call it, piece of snowflake, which is what I used up on the chandelier, and I made it into a really cute, kind of rustic feel napkin holder, again, with leftover things that I had in my house. Thank you for watching the holiday episode of My Flipping Job. I hope that you and your family have a great holiday season, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year.
We're rolling.
Okay, we're live. Loveland Craft Services likes to just fire everything up nice and loud.
Glass ornaments.
Threw in a couple more glass
plastic.
ornaments. No, they're glass. Drop one, you'll see. They're glass.
So I threw it on the ground.
Threw it on the ground.
I don't need your handouts. I'm an adult.
Back to place settings, which are literally boring me at this point. I'm even boring myself today. What is this?
Courtney Gregor, she cannot juggle many balls at once. Just kidding, she can.
I juggle a lot of balls at once, actually. Always balls in the air, never dropping, never breaking. Courtney Gregor.